Though my days are cold without you, oh, I'm hurting while I'm with you. And my heart can't take no more. I just keep running back to you, running back to you. Don't make sense, but it do. I was on my way to you. Every teardrop felt so heavy, hurt like hell, but heaven sent me through. I was on my way to you. Though my days are cold without you. Shanti. See, my days are cold without you. But I'm hurting while I'm with you. And though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you. Baby, I don't know why you're treating me so bad. You say you love me, no one above me, and I was all you had. And though my heart is beating for you, I can't stop crying. I don't know how I allow you to treat me this way and I still stay. Can't see how you could bring me so. I can't see how you could bring me to so many tears after all these years. Though my days are cold without you, oh, I'm hurting while I'm with you. Though my heart can't take no more, I keep on running back to you.
Two of the prettiest riffs in recent hits. What's it called? Marry Me.
I was never lost, I was just passing through. Yeah, I was on my way to you.
Oh, it's On My Way. I highly recommend Sheet Music Direct and a monitor so you can see the notes. Maybe a power chord on guitar. I guess you could still.
Always knew you even when I didn't know you. Don't make sense, but it do. I was on my way to you. Every teardrop felt so heavy, hurt like hell, but heaven sent me through. I was on my way to you. And every heartbreak was a yellow brick road, pointing me straight, just taking me home. I was never lost, I was just passing through. I was on my way to you. Yeah, I was on my way to you. Music can be so simple. There are levels to music. I classify my ability on 2 of the 4 instruments I play. I can play 4 instruments, and if you gave me time to rehearse, I could probably hold down any of those 4 instruments at a live show. I'm shaky on the saxophone, but it's more because I don't know how to breathe and blow into the saxophone. The hard part is the fingering and changing between notes quickly, and I can do that on the saxophone fine. I've just never had any training. And ukulele. I've played ukulele very little, but a lot of the chords have similarities to guitar. I've actually heard that if you put a capo on the 5th fret of the guitar and only play 4 strings, it's a ukulele. I never really thought about that or validated it, but I guess it would make sense because the shapes, a G would be up 5, so sharp, A sharp, B, C, and the ukulele, E, D, G. So the 2nd string is what is on ukulele, an E. Yeah, the ukulele is pretty similar to guitar in a lot of ways. So I can play 4, but I'm really solid at 2, which is guitar and piano. And I classify my ability as I'm as good as I care to be. I don't like when people overcomplicate music or make it a chore. When I listen in on chess lessons, and I've taken 2 private lessons in my chess career, I like how the instructors I've heard approach chess. And I hope they are so reasonable with kids and they don't just, not to be mean, but look down on me because I'm an adult. And a lot of people in chess think adults are pretty limited. But it doesn't matter how good of a teacher one is if his or her students quit. And I had a bad experience with my first guitar instructor, not because he was a bad guy. He was certainly not lacking ability on the guitar. But I didn't have a foundation yet, and he really made me feel stupid. And had I not met my friend Eddie, I interned that summer, I believe. I'm pretty sure I think that's when I met Eddie. I feel like I was about to quit. I mean, it's been a decade, and Eddie brought me back to life. So I want to say I started taking lessons right before I went to Arkansas, which is where I met Eddie. And Eddie has that personality where he's just very talented, can show up and play anything. It was a good fit for me, opposite of my personality. I'm a tryhard. But at that time in my musical journey, Eddie was the right person. Because Eddie didn't give a shit. And I don't think Eddie really thought twice about my background, or did I play as a kid, or did I start too late to become as good as him. I think he played a different type of music than I'm used to, mariachi primarily, and I will never be as good as him on any instrument. He played 7 when I met him. Probably plays more now. But I don't think it wasn't any, he wouldn't have any issue if I somehow got in his category. You know, some music teachers, like my first guitar instructor, if a student starts picking up real well, they'll start showing off more to prove how good they are. Eddie was not that way. Otherwise, I might have quit music entirely. And I think meeting Eddie and learning like my most crucial months of development, where I had a good foundation that summer, but I was far from skilled, and I definitely had bad technique. He fixed a few things. It made me approach music without really grading ability. Can I accomplish the desired effect?
If you can do that, if you can do what you want to do, if you can create the sounds you want, express the emotion you want, then it doesn't matter if you're John Mayer or me. And I'm good enough to do what I want with music. So I don't take lessons. I would like to take vocal lessons. But as far as instruments, I don't really care. I'm fine. I can play almost any song I want. And if it's a more complicated piece, maybe one of Beethoven's, yeah, I'm not going to play it like someone in a music academy, but give me time to drill it, and I will sound very good. In YouTube streaming, any content creation, really, would you rather be able to play flawlessly like a child prodigy? And of course, child prodigies and any prodigy can play without looking to. Or would you rather be able to have a pretty good feel, be able to play without looking so you can converse, and have a great awareness of the keyboard when it comes to chords? I haven't practiced that in a while, but I got to where both my hands, I could switch to at least 2 octaves up. So that means I go from a G, I don't know if I can still do it, this is a different keyboard, without feeling the flat keys. I could 2 octaves up very consistently, any chord, even like a diminished, which is not played as often. I had a feel for where I could just do that without looking. And that ability came as a result of creating content. I didn't need to play perfectly every single note. Most people that are listening or watching don't know enough about music to appreciate it, appreciate how difficult it is to hit every single note and be proper when you cross over and use the pedal correctly. That being said, I am going to include a lot more music when I stream because chess is a hard game. I downward spiraled again. Gotta start my pizza. Anyway, music makes me happy. Chess gives me something to work for. And the speed chess championships were happening. There's a 19-year-old, I believe his name Dennis? I won't mispronounce names. Grandmasters deserve all the respect in the world, but I'm not as familiar with them. If they're not an elite classical player yet, I probably don't know everything about them. But it popped up that he was hanging with the big dogs, and Hans Niemann was eliminated, which is usually when I stop caring after Hans is out. Why? Because I'm an American. Okay, so Dayton's not watching the Super Bowl because he hates Bad Bunny? I'll vibe with Bad Bunny. Don't say fuck eyes. Don't. There's a reason musicians aren't usually politicians. They have big hearts, but at some point results matter. No, I don't watch a lot of NFL anymore because the St. Louis Rams were taken from me at a very developmental age. And once I got older, understood business a little bit, I realized how wrong that was. Do what you got to do. Be a businessman, but don't blatantly lie. And I've met a few small business owners in the city now that I live in St. Louis who had to make layoffs, lost everything because they didn't have time to prepare. It's not that he left or made a business decision. It's that he acted like he didn't have it planned the whole time. And what a fucking slime bag. That's Walton's. That's Walton's. It's who they are. We're good people. We're good people no matter what. And if we're caught, okay, That wasn't supposed to happen. We're still good people, no matter what. Slime bags and everybody associated with those pieces of shit. But just do what you got to do. Leave for a better opportunity. That's part of life. But lying to the people who supported you is bullshit. So that's why I'm not watching the Super Bowl. Yeah. But I will play a little bit less chess because I can't stop playing. My downward spirals are getting much less pronounced, so I don't go down near as much. And when I do get a little bit of sleep and start climbing back up, it's much smoother when I'm beating those people that I've already beaten on my way to my peak. I just got a new peak in Blitz, which is 2215 now, 2,215. And I didn't play necessarily well. I did finally take my dog to daycare. I was walking around Aldi doing my shopping, and I was playing Blitz. I'm like, I can't put it down. So finally, I made it home, and I sat there in complete silence for about an hour, and I just played Blitz chess. Not very good, but better than those idiots, right? So I got to get that under control. Chess became a coping mechanism for me during COVID lockdown. I was already proficient enough in music to where without someone better than me to give me advice or watch my hands, I wasn't going to improve. I studied some scales and a little bit of theory, but I needed guidance if I wanted to take my actual playing guitar, piano, saxophone to the next level. So why waste my time? I'll just play because I enjoy it and play songs I already can play with, hammer-on, slides, everything I'm already comfortable with. And that'll give me a break from chess. So I would just do music, chess, and as I got better at chess, of course, I would have to take breaks more frequently because when we're learning something new, our brain has to be rested. I don't think everyone should necessarily play chess. It's a brutal game. I tell my friends I'm the benchmark. A lot of dealers at casinos probably gamble some too. And you can never really guess what a gambler might do for a living, what he or she might be like as a person, because it's just the atmosphere. I'm very extroverted at casinos because I like to gamble. I'm not very extroverted in general. But one consistency with frequent players or players who become dealers like I do, their brain doesn't stop. No, that's hard. I don't want to think. No, it keeps going. It gets onto something. And that's a good thing. It's a compliment. So a few of my dealer friends just happen to play chess. It's strange. Sometimes I bring it up. Sometimes I just find out. And they're decent considering that they're not really trying to improve. They're just doing it because they like the game. But not everyone should play chess. And if you get much better than me in adulthood, you're spending way too much time on it, or you're incredibly naturally gifted and you should try to be professional. But everyone should definitely play at least one instrument. At least one instrument. Though I disagree with Bad Bunny, I don't actually know what he thinks. I don't think you should say fuck ice, and you definitely shouldn't use your career opportunities as a platform to say fuck America, basically. Fuck ice. No, we can love America. We can all be together. It's unfortunate, but if we could somehow weed out bad people and then let all the good people in, that's fine. But if Bad Bunny were president, he would also let 9/11 suicide pilots come right on in. And if we said, hey, that's the guy, that's the guy that's making threats. That's the guy that beheaded a little girl in another country. That's the guy. Here's the video. Bad Bunny would say, don't be racist. Don't be racist. But Bad Bunny loves music, and I think he has a good heart. So music can be a common ground. Like I just said, I don't agree with Bad Bunny. If you're married to an ICE agent, you got to worry about your husband getting shot, and they're doing their job. They're protecting us. And even if you think they're not protecting us, again, they're officers doing what they're supposed to do. Bad Bunny has no right to come here and use his platform to be anti-America. So I probably couldn't get along very well with Bad Bunny if I ever met him, but we could talk about music, and I will never talk to the man. Because music's a different language. So is Spanish, for that matter. But it's not, even if it is hateful, you can take out the words and you can express yourself, what you're feeling, with notes, with sounds. And we don't have to say, he said that, or I hate this. Well, he's anti this because he's pro men's. I mean, you can just read into things. But with music, you don't have to be a streamer or content creator. You can just sit in a room, express yourself, and not kill Brian Thompson. What if Luigi Mangione would have just taken his shirt off, got a Strat from the nearest Guitar Center, and shredded that motherfucker? I think social media has changed women in a lot of ways. So maybe Luigi is hotter because of the murder than he would be had he bought a nice, gold Stratocaster and learned to solo. But he wouldn't be in jail forever, risking the death penalty. With all the issues, all the division, COVID lockdown can happen again. Everyone should learn an instrument, at least one. I recommend piano. And if you can learn to play piano, you'll find it's easier to learn others. But I wouldn't say everyone should play chess because it's a miserable experiment sometimes. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to get more into music. I'm quite a bit better on guitar and piano than I show in my streams if you watched prior. Usually I'm thinking of it on my drive home. I don't look up each individual note. I don't get the finger picking correctly. If I have multiple spots, I could play a chord. I just go with whatever one's, easier, but I'm not really rehearsing. So I'm quite a bit better than I show on the instruments I play. But I am going to be a little more deliberate. I'm going to pick apart songs like I kind of have chess, and I will play chess a lot less. I'm going to treat music how I was treating chess and treat chess how I was treating music. And that should make me happy. Or at least allow me to sleep at night. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. In my head. Okay. Stay with me. Stay with me. Baby, stay with me. Tonight, don't leave. Me alone. Walk with me. Come and walk with me to the edge of all we've ever known. Okay. I can see you there in the city lights. 14th floor, pale blue eyes. I can breathe you in.
Two shadows standing by the bedroom door. No, I couldn't. I want you more than I did right then. As our heads leaned in, well, I'm not sure if this is gonna be, but with my eyes closed, all I see is the skyline through the window, the moon above you and the streets below. Okay. Stay with me. Yeah, so kind of close. Baby, stay with me tonight. Don't leave me alone. I'm not sure if this is gonna be, but with my eyes closed, all I see is the skyline, the moon above. Hold my breath as you're moving in. Taste your lips and feel your skin when the time comes. Baby, don't run, just kiss me slowly. If I don't know the song that well, I like to check at least 2 pages. Pizza. Pizza's done. Okay. This is another song I wasn't very familiar with.
this fucking thing sideways. I don't have any feel from my hands. It's like my middle fingers usually fine. My pointer finger doesn't feel right. It's always off when I hold it like those romantic Mexican guitarists do in the canoe where they're serenading the newlyweds. And love is so beautiful. They have to hold it like this. It's hard. Hard for me. Okay. So I'm going to nail all these songs. It might take me a few streams to get them all memorized. And then we'll move on to others. Such are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Another breaking heart. The violence gone. Mistaken, it's the same old thing since 1916. In your head, they're still fighting. Okay. I know this song a little bit better. At least I've heard it a couple times. Haze 2. Okay. Can they have? So, who's that lounging in my chair? Who's devious stares in my direction? Mama, this surely is a dream. Hey, Mama, this surely is a dream. I smell sex and candy, yeah. I smell sex and candy. See, how much training do you really need to do that? Like, there's only one way you can really do the fingering. Everyone should be able to do that. And you can keep playing that riff.
candy here.
Or
I smell so. I smell sex and. I smell sex and. This surely is a dream. Hang around downtown by myself, and I've had too much caffeine, and I was thinking about myself, and then there she was, in platform double suede. Yeah, there she was, like disco lemonade. I smell sex and I smell sex and candy here. Yeah. Who's that lounging in my chair? Who's that casting devious stares in my direction? Mama, this surely is a dream. Yeah, mama, this surely is a dream. I smell sex and candy here. Always knew you, even when I didn't know you. Don't make sense, but it do. I was on my way to you.
I got those pretty good. Pizza. Okay. I'm going to get to 2300 on chess.com and all time controls, including bullet. And after that, man, I don't know if I want to keep going. 2300 is pretty damn good. You're looking at between the top 10 and 20,000 on the platform in each time control. And then you're also competing against players who have played their whole life, a lot of professional athletes. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of work. A lot of work. I'll keep going if I can find a way to enjoy life. Yeah, period. End of the sentence. But I just shared. I'll have to change. I'm going to have to change all my stuff at some point. Hey, Myth, Bust. How are you? I have to change my passwords and email and all that because I've probably exposed these on stream. Oh, well. But right now, I know I'm better than all 2200s, except for maybe Bullet, but I haven't played Bullet in a while, so I'm getting back into it. And therefore, if I fall below 2200, I just, even though I only recently got above 2200 in Blitz and Rapid, when I start losing, it's a focus issue where I played too much, I haven't slept, start blundering and time trouble. And I can't enjoy life. I can't enjoy walking my dog. I'm not addicted to the point where, Black One shit. It keeps me from being functional, making it to the club sometimes. showing up to work on time, but it is making me distracted. I'm always thinking about it. If I fall below that number, I have to get it back. I have to get it back. And once I reach 2,300, if I found a way to overcome that, where if I lose a few online games and my rating falls below a certain threshold, I can still shut it down and not, play at the grocery store, I'll continue. Otherwise, I'll just close my account at 2,300. Hopefully, people can learn something from my chess journey, because 2,300 is about twice what anyone would have expected I would have reached. Okay. Like I said, I downward spiraled. Shouldn't have a whole lot of trouble with these people. And I'm not 100% sure if it would be best to only play one time control at a time. Might be a me problem. Like, I don't know if there's anything that keeps our brain from snapping in and out of different time controls. But a few of these losses, I thought I was still playing bullet, and even when I meant to, I know I intentionally changed to rapid. My brain was still in bullet or blitz mode, so I just played super fast, and then I realized, I've got 9 minutes 50 seconds left. I'm losing. Okay, so 4 kicks, so I can't do that. Okay. How do I unfuck myself here? I'm so fucked, aren't I? Damn it. All right. Oh, guys. Be a mistake. See, how do you let that happen? That's terrible. And part of the reason I occasionally just fall asleep and play such trash openings is all these people, they just bail me out. Okay, so I can do that. Shit. Really? Oh, shit. What am I doing? Right one. My goal is to get back to 2100. Okay. Yeah, closed. 2100 and bullet. And then wrap him. And then on another stream, I'll try to get it back to 2200. Take a break and one final push. I can definitely get to 2300.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sharp at the moment. It's not good. When not sharp, our pawns get jacked up. It becomes very difficult. See how easy that is to attack me. God damn it. Why? Oh shit. Man, I'm not even thinking at all. And it happened to me a little more than a year ago. I had to only play one time control at a time. I hope I don't know if other people struggle with that, but I literally just played almost exclusively bullet, then almost exclusively blitz, and took a break from rapid because I found when I tried to mix time controls, my brain just got all sorts of confused. And this is just for pride. I can't imagine. I mean, no one's getting better doing this. It's kind of fun. You don't have time to think at all. My peak, I think my peak is 21, but I don't know that I could sustain that level of play. I also don't really know if it matters. Whether or not we can sustain that level of play, who cares? We got our reward. Mm-hmm. See, most of these people just have a problem. It's not very good chess players, just degenerates that only play online chess all fucking day. See, like I said right there, I've totally forgotten about clock management. Oh, it comes with check. See, now that's where I could have taken it. Yeah. God dang it. It's fine. God damn it. Yep. See, no awareness of the clock, though. I might be able to mix blitz and bullet, but I don't think I can play anything longer than 10 minutes while I'm working on the other two time controls. I don't think it's possible. Let's see. Because you start winning games like that, and then you go play someone who actually is decent and has time to think, and your brain is not ready for it. Another example of why it's hard to accuse people of cheating. It's hard to be certain at all. Because if one were to look at my profile before this little stretch and after I get through it, like my rapid will just be so much more impressive. As I get back close to my peak rating, there'll be a lot less victories on time. Both sides, meaning me winning or losing. Game winning checkmate, pretty much. I wouldn't say every time, but pretty frequently. Hmm. Winning on time in speed chess is an art, though. It is an art. love to have my night there. Still get it there. Jackass. I see tactics in my sleep, literally, like Beth Harmon, the male version of Beth Harmon. No, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. It's a point for women. Men can't. It can't be a man Beth Harmon. There can be a female president, ladies. And there will be in my lifetime, I'm sure. So how about you let me be a male Beth Harmon and call it that? I'd be grateful. Thanks so much. I rarely re-challenge. DJ Shouty. I'm going to abort this one because my phone's not loading. And you can't give away 15 seconds in a 60-second game. I might not get the 2300 in bullet. My guess is that's going to be the major issue with adult improvers. Anytime I use adult anything, I'm referring to folks who literally never played until adulthood. Julius Schumer is a pretty popular streamer, or at least she's becoming one. She does have a pretty good repertoire from her childhood, you could say. So I don't count her. Shit. Wow, thanks so much. But the issue is going to be speed, not so much ability. That's going to be the main thing that I don't think adults can ever really catch up with kids on. That was not the right move. Blitz, maybe. An adult could kind of sort of keep up in blitz. See, I'm talking. I can't be talking. Just give the game away if I talk. Thanks for watching. I'm a pretty funny person. Chess is a serious endeavor. Yeah. It's speed chess for you. Son of a bitch. And they'll try those cheap. That does make me want to beat you really bad. Try that cheap shit. Try to beat me on pure speed. It's pretty hard to do at this. I would say after 2000, you're not going to get lucky like that. Knight's going to move. Knight check. Really? Nope. You're wrong. Oh, shit. Oh, you can never go after my bishop, I see. So my bishop's really not serving any purpose at the moment. See, how can you be this bad at chess and have this rating? It's beyond me, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll take a pawn. Thanks so much for the pawn. I don't lack gratitude. I do not care what corporate America says. I do not lack gratitude. I wouldn't consider myself particularly happy. See, okay, see, just sad, just moping, just complaining about everything. Millennials always looking for a problem. No, I wouldn't consider myself happy, but I'm grateful. Yeah. I'd be grateful if I was seeing the board well, though. That would be really nice. I'm simply not seeing the board well at the moment. Whoop. Ah, shit. See what I mean? I'm playing too much off memory, and my memory is not serving me well. Usually the pawns aren't doubled, so I'm just making moves because usually they're fine. God! See what I mean? Well, that was lucky. That was extremely lucky. Wow. All over that. Yeah. It's fine. Now you want to eliminate long range pieces first and foremost. I don't know if I have anyone watching at the moment. Yeah, I got a few. Can we play next? Yeah, I'm a pretty weird streamer. I pretty much don't. There was a viral clip of some rapper talking about betrayal. I think it was Logic. I don't fuck with nobody. No. You mean like not right now, bro? No, like I don't fuck with nobody. Nobody. I need a meme of that for when I stream chess. Don't fuck with nobody. Just trying to play some chess. Just trying to play some solid chess. Fine. Boop. Oh shit. It's all good. Ish. Ah. Be all right. Oh no. Speed chess. Not going to be pretty, but I will be victorious most of the time until I get to, again, 2100, a little more. And that's the appropriate type of trick. It's not a blunder. I'm not making a silly bishop move, hoping to get a queen on the second or third move, like happened a few games ago. Of course, I calmly punished that ignorance. That wasn't a great move, but it was different. It was acceptable, but different. It's annoying as shit in speed chess. Another, like, that's. I have two ways to be annoying. See what happens. See, no, that's the appropriate type of trickery for speed chess. If you watch the Speed Chess Championships where actual professional athletes are playing, ignore what I say. I mean, it becomes less true as you get higher along, but still that mindset, they just need more complicated tricks, but they're thinking the same way. I would never play that in classical. I would never play that, but here's 2 or 3 options, and you have a checklist in your head. So I already know why this move is weak or a little bit short term. But I have two, but immediately, and this is why I'm going to be a lot better than, I mean, everyone that started later in life. I'm my own worst enemy. I got to get my shit together mentally. But before I even make this move, this queen move, okay? I'm seeing that knight there. Of course, I have no idea what you're going to do. I didn't know that knight was going to come. But I'm seeing here, that pawn is pinned. The queen can't move. So in my head already, I'm like, right, 2 moves ago. I'm seeing this. I want my queen to go here. There's nothing you can really do to make me not want to do that queen move or to make it losing. I'm here, and assuming you didn't make that move, I understand, okay, that queen goes anywhere but there, immediately that knight gets taken. So like a checklist in my head. Does that queen move? If it moves anywhere but there, that knight gets taken, period. Save myself seconds. There's no thought at all. And from here, that pawn, of course, would capture. So then when that knight comes there, I've trained myself to anticipate +2. So now I'm thinking, boom. And if you don't do the right thing, automatically that gets taken. So you will anticipate and know when a move is too bad to justify the time saved. You can't just make stupid moves. But we should make moves that we are comfortable with, and they give us some options. Because if the opponent has to think about everything I just said, really that should tell me they're not very good, and that I should adjust my playing style based on that. There's a lot of ways to get an advantage in chess, and very few of them are all about technical skill or understanding of the game. But I know about how fast I figured it out in my head. If you take much longer than it took me to figure that shit out in my head, you probably suck at chess, or you don't deserve this rating at least. And sure, you might not lose the game like the opponent lost a piece and lost the game, but I will have gained time. And that 5-10 seconds, if it costs the opponent that much to figure out the pin, and okay, the queen can't leave the knight because my rook will take, and that pawn will be pinned with my queen. It takes you very long. I've already won the game, even if I didn't make good moves. The grandmaster level, like at the Speed Chess Championships, that same thought process applies. It's just like none of that. A grandmaster would go, blah, boring. Even hyperbole in 30 seconds, that none of that is going to even make a grandmaster flinch. Okay, back over 2000. This is also a pretty annoying idea. And yeah, I can't talk and do this. I can't do it. Because you want to move the rook to the open file. Should allow me to target 2 pawns. Okay. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Ah. Son of a bitch. You're a lot better than that shit. And even if I'm wrong, it's just a decent thought process. It's another big reason I love casinos. Part of growing up, which age 30 is a weird age. I'm certainly grown up, but a lot to learn. It's not even close to halfway through my life. Not even halfway through my working life. But casinos make sense. There are very few things at a casino where it doesn't make sense. Like the games, you're right or you're wrong, you won or you lost. And in a lot of work environments, I know Gen Z gets a bad rap, and there are variables such as AI taking every job. They're not loyal. What would you be? I see both perspectives, though I tend to side with the older generation on a lot of things because my dad's pretty old school, hardworking dude. But even if casino people weren't awesome, like they don't have to be mean or just do it because I said so. No, here's why. It makes sense. Procedurally, everything has a purpose. Every piece of the floor has a purpose. You don't waste space to show off or prove you're superior. Everything makes sense. It's logical at a casino. That's why I love it. But even if I'm wrong, like in chess, looks like I made some mistakes. You heard me talking. I don't have any time to think here. I see a pawn. I see a pawn. And I know you're going to want to use those doubled pawns. Otherwise, you would have fixed your shit and not had them. That's going to make you think a little bit before you do that. And if you do that without thinking, okay, cool. There's my, it's not a fork necessarily yet, but I would be forking two hanging pawns. Even when I'm not right, I'm logical. You can get a lot of people with a decent but incorrect plan. And I made that just like I was talking about previously. It's a fast game. Can't do that. And I sometimes like to guess what I was thinking. A lot of this is I wrote a book called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell about snap judgments. Why people trusted Warren Harding. They called it the Warren Harding era. Apparently, it's a pretty well studied phenomena in psychology. You know why they trusted Warren Harding or why they trust tall, handsome white men in business. And Gladwell, in that book, among other things, discusses the importance of using blink or snap judgments to our benefit instead of letting our first impressions screw us. So in the corporate world, do a lot of good, and first impressions do matter. But the younger an individual is when we meet him or her, the less first impressions should matter if our goal is to win in business and promote the right people. And a lot of kids are shy. And sometimes it's on a case-by-case basis. Now there are so many different fields in one business. Like there used to be finance and people. Now it's finance, it's tech, it's AI, it's operations, it's aviation. There's so many more factors. And a person might appear very quiet or incompetent, or I need to fire him or her. But then the context changes, or he or she is confident in the new area or project being assigned. And now all of a sudden you have the best, maybe one of the better workers at the company. It's pretty contextual. And corporations invest a lot of money into training their people, speaking courses, leadership courses, tech courses. So it would be really dumb and bad for a corporation's well-being long-term to give first impressions too much weight and then go invest all that money into training your people. Well, my goal was to improve. You could argue, even become a different, better person, better version of myself. Yet you're going to hold me to that first impression. Really, really dangerous. And a good way to piss someone off, like Elon Musk, go to a competitor and kill you. But in that book, Blink, Gladwell gives a lot of interesting studies to show that sometimes we don't even know why. Like a divorce, I don't know if it was a lawyer or a therapist, but I think he was a counselor for couples about to get divorced. And he was able to predict with a ridiculously high percentage who would get divorced. And then, of course, he wasn't as right when he had to give the timeline estimate, but he was still insanely accurate. These will last between 5 and 10 years. This couple will last between 20 and 25 years. And there were a lot of little things that he looked for. He recorded them in any eye movements, any body language during that conversation. But he got them to talk about important events, such as how they met. And if he detected any contempt, whether it be in the language or analyze human behavior and body language, any contempt, and of course that was the most obvious sign. And there are different levels of contempt, of course. But he did that basically by blink, snap judgments. And through those judgments, it changed the way I think of like first impressions, because Gladwell wasn't necessarily arguing, if I remember right. Like he wasn't saying we know for sure why we think something, but he did seem to conclude if we take the time to decompress, step back from the situation, maybe even journal, we can maybe understand a bad feeling. There's something there. There was some thought process, even in bullet chess, that I was working through in my head, in the back of my mind. And when everything slowed down after the fact, I could look and I said, that's exactly what was processing in my head during the event. And that's very important. Because then we can go through and decide when we are probably wrong and emotional and when our snap judgment can serve us. You don't want to write every Warren Harding off, every tall white man who, might have a goal or be ambitious, because then you'll lose a lot of good people. But you do want to be wary of the ones who are bad. And understanding his traits can give you a hint. You might want to take a closer look at your snap judgment. They say chess is life. Chess is not life. Chess is war. If chess is life, I quit life. There are a lot of things happening that you can make parallels to. Okay, and these moves, sometimes I wonder how more people can get to this level or much better. I mean, I'm not even that close to my peak yet. I'm getting there. But these types of moves, decent players will see what's coming with time to think, even maybe 1600s online or a little worse. Okay. Oh, I thought I didn't have that square. At some point, I thought I saw a mate there. That'd me trapping myself. But I guess I would be able to slide here at the check. But I'm giving my king space. Here is fine, but I wanted my king to have space to walk. Just little decisions that take players too much time. You can get a good online rating without being any good at real chess. Get back to work here. No more rambling. I make perfect sense. I listen more than I talk, unless I play chess and my brain gets in that mode. God knows what I've said online. I apologize if I hurt your feelings. Don't sue me. But if you sue me, at least that will mean I probably was successful enough to be worth suing, and that would be fun. Dayton, you need a real job. Don't worry, I got sued. Oh, that's going well. Someone wants to sue your ass. What, you want to bring your queen? Ah, okay, we're good. Boom. Oh yeah, and I can't play bullet chess on my computer. I'm way too slow. I've tried to solve that problem. I just can't. Always gonna play bullet on my phone until my fingers stop working and I get, what is that called? Carpal tunnel. Jackass. Doing good on time though, on the bright side. Ah! Oh, now I'm host. Well, that was helpful. Ah! Hope you had a mate there. I got a pawn left, so there's no draw. Ooh, you had a mate. Pawn takes mate. Rook supports the pawn. And you botched that really badly. And you just take the bishop. Now you have to at least think. Just thinking takes time. Yeah, see. G5. Well, I guess I didn't look at that, but it doesn't matter because since VHS, of course, I'm not good enough to actually see the full mate. I just know I'm about to get mated. I just feel that. Yeah, so here. Forced, otherwise I run and I get mated, so I'm here. Then you just do it again. And now I have nothing to take it with because the rook's supporting. So now I have to run here. And now I get mated. Odd God Todd. Odd God Todd's grinding. Odd God Todd is a fellow table games dealer. Plays chess a little bit, I believe, with his sister. I believe him and his sister were playing when we were talking in the break room. And I want to say, it was his dad or grandpa? I think his grandpa was good. So that's my new peak in blitz. And I can play a lot better than that. I can get to 2300 in blitz without much problem. Let's push some wing pawns. Read my scouting report. I like to develop my knights first, as most players should do. So he's going to push those wing pawns to harass my horses. God dang it. Try to get to 2050 here. Then I need to go practice craps. I'm going to shoot some dice. Can't take the bishop. You get to feel this person's pretty slow, considering the position is completely equal. They're hesitant. And now they're low on time. I'm just going to run my king up the board. See if we get too slow. Woo! That's nice. Again, I don't know that I saw a mate there. I've got a good feel for the game, like how it's going, at least on computers. I don't know if it's because I worked on computers for most of my adult life. I got a much better feel for how the opponent's feeling when I can't even fucking see their face. It's good to start chess young, but there are advantages to adulthood. Tortured me during COVID lockdown. Read between the lines, dude. Well, one, I might be on the spectrum. I might be high functioning autism. I would say if you watch me enough, more so before I knew how chess worked at all, you might go, yeah, I kind of see like little things. And when I watch myself sing some of those videos, you can tell I'm like some mannerisms I tried like hell to beat out. Like I felt like I had some traits of autism. And it's embarrassing. So I took speaking courses and shit. And I played sports my whole upbringing, so I was very well socialized. Recognize everyone on time. Yep. Forget what I was saying, 'cause I'm in chess mode. Win me, I give $100. Well, Bad Bunny just performed a Super Bowl in Spanish, so I guess times are changing in America. But at least he was probably using proper grammar in a different language. If you want to speak English, that's still allowed here. But win me, beat me, defeat me, win me, I give $100. Let's speak in full sentences. Speak English, please. Speak proper English. Unless you're grinding chess and your brain is flustered like mine is, you need to speak proper English, or I'm not going to play you. But if I don't have to give you anything, should I lose that game? You're just going to give me $100 if I win? Yeah, that's a good deal. It's a great deal. All right, 2040. I said I wanted to get to 2050, so let's do that. Do not want to let those pawns get connected like that in the center. It's a bad, bad thing. I'm going to be fine. But generally, that is not good. In speed chess, it's less bad. I've already got it broken out. You don't really want to take my bishop. I take my c pawn. I won't care about it at all. I need my rooks to be connected. Ah, shit. Good job. Oh no, my queen covers my bishop. I'm totally fine. There's 2050, and these people are dog shit. Fat Snorlax, it's a great Pokemon. But Fat Snorlax had talent. So even though he was lazy, tough to wake up for battle, once he did battle, he was competent. Had a very high HP, so he was tough to kill. You're like Snorlax without the competence, which is just a waste of space. Okay. So chess is not making me happy. I recommend music. I just want to play more music on streams going forward. What else? Oh, yeah. Play an instrument or find some healthy coping mechanism. I'm not a big believer in just be positive. Positive thought fixes everything. If bad things are happening to you, if you're going through hell, keep on going, don't slow down. If you're scared, don't show it, might get out, for the devil even knows you're there. A little sacrilegious, right? Once you've chosen to disrespect God, because the Lord apparently has a pretty bad ego and he's very decisive and not quick to change his mind. It's a permanent sentence. You can't just get out of hell. You failed to believe. Now, you can chop people's heads off and be sorry at the end of your life. You can cheat on your husband. You can rape women. You can do whatever you want, so long as you believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. That's logical.
No, whatever.
But just be positive or believe in a higher power. I recommend believing in a higher power. I personally don't see any evidence, but it is good. It would be better to believe in God for your happiness. But there are too many examples throughout history where bad things happen to an individual or a group of people due to no fault of their own. Therefore, I don't think it's reasonable to assume bad things are happening to an individual because he or she isn't thinking correctly. The women who got raped and murdered by illegal immigrants. Bad Bunny. I'm not saying you're a bad dude. I mean, you're just a bad bunny. I'm not saying the majority of immigrants are anything but great people who are hardworking and grateful. But those girls would be starting their lives, maybe getting married, starting families now, if it weren't for illegal immigrants raping and murdering them. And even if American men are bad, there are so many more deterrents. When our DNA is in the system, like you can find us, we have an address, we have paperwork. If we've committed a crime before, everything about us is known. In another country, you could have committed a lot of crimes. Even if they have it there, we don't have that. So you can't just let people walk the fuck in. But those girls, like Laken Riley and other young American girls who got raped and were murdered by illegal immigrants, that happened because Joe Biden left the fucking border open that soldiers over the years have died to protect, to keep women and children safe. No one cares if a man lives or dies. Yeah, I do. I love it. I love men. I love men who are sad and show their feelings. Yeah, men are human, so of course men feel the same emotions women do. But anyone that says it's not okay is just full of shit. Yeah, look at the last 5 guys you dated, babe. It's all good. Nobody gives a fuck if a man lives or dies. The faster men can accept that, the faster we can live somewhat happily. So yeah, Biden left the border open and some people got hurt. That's why it happened. Not because those girls were worried about it or the law of attraction. Like when you take that too literally, it's just stupid. The movie The Secret with Oprah and a bunch of rich people, good concept. And I would say young people can learn a lot from those successful older folks. But as far as just like manifesting or using these techniques and good things will happen, and if you don't use them, that's just complete bullshit. I have no evidence to believe that's real. So that's why I play music. That's why I think everyone should learn an instrument, have some way to express ourselves, to get through those stretches of time. I have a weird type of ego. Like, don't fuck with me. But it's not out of I want to be successful, I want to dominate, or I want to be great and be known. It's more out of I have talked to enough people who, through just short conversation, I've assessed are pretty decent human beings. They don't mean bad. They want to be good. They want to be good if they have kids. They want to be good parents, want to be good. They want to contribute to society. And they can't now because they fucked up their lives. They made 1, 2, or 3 really, really bad choices. And if that one bad choice was to drive drunk for your first time and you killed a family, your fucking world is over. And if you didn't hurt anyone, you just got caught, you can't get slaps on the wrist, but it's still expensive. 1 DUI, much more expensive than this soundproof phone booth. That's a stupid investment, Dayton. Hey, I have no crime to my name. But I do understand like the shit that I went through during COVID lockdown, and some people who either went out of their way to just keep poking, or even those with good intentions close to me that wanted to help, just fucking made my life hell. On accident, you have a mental problem, trying to help, good intentions, Grams. Mental problem. Are you sleeping okay? I was until you fucking knocked on my door. Well, you weren't answering your phone. I don't have to answer my phone. I don't owe anyone. And if you call me, you leave me a message, it needs to be on at these hours because we're going through something. We need you to drive and pick up supplies or the girl. I don't care when I was living at home, but tell me when it needs to be on, because COVID lockdown was weird for me. And every time I hear a buzz or my phone lights up, especially right after COVID lockdown, those H-1B, I mean, they just fucking locked all my tools. Another Zoom chat. Do you know the password? I know what you're doing, but if I report you, I'm racist. I'm gonna get fired, and all that stuff. And you can't just let me have my phone off so I can sleep. Oh my gosh! But after meeting enough people who've messed up their lives, and a lot of them, it's because they went through something traumatic during COVID. Maybe lost a loved one, just job loss, loneliness in general, and I didn't handle it well. It's my fault, but now I got an ankle bracelet on, and I'm looking at them going, "We had a good conversation. If we talked about any hobbies or world events, I mean, you seem to be somewhat intelligent. You could have been going places, and maybe you were before COVID, and you just fucked your life up because you failed to cope for one period of time." And no one asked for COVID. Nobody didn't think properly, and that's why they got COVID. Or that's why they, got hit by a drunk driver. The saddest guy, or the saddest story, a guy who was a Division I soccer player, and I don't think he was done playing yet. I think he was still in school. His dad was driving him, and they got in a wreck. Lucky to be alive, but he got the painkillers. I don't have any evidence that he was thinking poorly. I mean, he was a Division I athlete, doing well in school and stuff, and then he had anger issues because of the drugs and the pain that his body was in. So he went from being on top of the world, Division I soccer player, to I can't use my body well. My girlfriend, tried to stick with me, but I understand now looking back, I was an asshole because I was on these drugs. And, my dad feels guilty because he did that to me in his mind. What if I could have been more aware? But it was the drunk driver that hit him. Like, they weren't thinking bad thoughts or obsessing over getting hit by a drunk driver. Someone got drunk, drove when they shouldn't have, and it hurt their lives. But where music or if you like chess and you don't just find it fun to obsess and see how high you can get like I do, like something to get us through a short period of time. So then we can think positively. Then we can get on track, find a career we like and climb. But if we didn't have a way to cope, even if for a few weeks with some major bullshit, no amount of positive thought can get us out of a bad situation. And that is why I have a little bit of an ego and I'm kind of an asshole when someone wants my time or somebody doesn't respect my crazy routines. I don't mess with dating apps anymore. I'd rather die alone. Don't know if it's a robot. Don't know if it's a girl who wants a backup plan, but she's still in a relationship. And then she would do it to the next guy if she's always, what's the term for that? Like Tarzan, like there's a term in dating. Like you got another one lined up before you break up with that guy. Then you're just going to do that every time a better option comes up. So dating apps suck. And for men, it's worse. But if the girl is nice and she's cute and we're getting along fine, before I deleted the dabs, if we were chatting, it was looking good, going to meet up or something, and I try to be as direct as possible to not waste anyone's time. I want my first date to be at a casino. No, I'm religious. That's casino. There's smoke. All right, no problem. Next. I'm too hot. Like, what if men hit on me? Then next, I don't care. Like, you're gonna have to like a casino. You want to go grab coffee again? I don't like coffee. I like Pepsi. A lot of casinos have Pepsi. But I would say, here's where I'll be. If I didn't know her, like here's where I'll be. I won't have my phone on me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Where are you? I will fucking be where I said I'd be at this time. If you're not there, cool. I'll have a book. I'll be reading or playing chess against myself. I'm that weird. I'm that direct. You should really. He's gonna have a hard time finding a wife. Fuck it. Fine. That's who I am. Love me, hate me, say what you want about me. All the boys and all the girls are begging to if you see gay me. Phone on. Like, who's this guy that thinks he's so hot? He has to tell me precisely what's going to happen up until the point where we meet. And he can't just have his phone on. He's that into whatever he's doing. He's that OCD where he doesn't like us. What's wrong with him? That's fine. But I am that way in large part because all those little things add up. Stress, losing sleep. And I've just talked to enough good people who messed up their lives because they didn't do those weird things. And it's not weirder than all that piling up. Cheating on your girlfriend if you have one. In an extreme case, domestic abuse. Driving drunk, killing a family. And if I'm super strict with my weird routines, I might piss some people off. But I'm not going to screw anyone over bad that doesn't deserve it. And I'm not going to hurt my future in a permanent way. Remember, your brain isn't weird like mine in the sense I need to do all those reoccurring meetings and stuff. I just canceled one of my monthly calls with a friend, and he knows it's not personal. That's just how I work. If he's ever busy or has a job interview or has a date, anything, he doesn't need to text me and apologize or let me know, he forgot or we need to talk tomorrow. We just do it next month. Not even a text message if one of us doesn't call the other at 7 or at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. That's cool. Because those back and forth exchanges, well, if you're at work and I'm working nights, now I got to wait the next day. And then, well, I'll get back to you if that time's actually good for me. I have to check my schedule. I think that time will work. We'll confirm tomorrow. And then when someone forgets to reply, so it's another day. Get it all done then, reoccurring. And if we need to change it, we will change it on a reoccurring call. And that's how I treat my friends that I like. So a girl that I don't know if she's dating 2 other guys. I don't know if she is engaged, but he started drinking, and now I'm not completely sure. I'm just kind of testing the waters. I don't know anything about her. So imagine how strict with my time and how robotic I will be with her. Just play an instrument. You can still cope with life. For me, I need my musical stress relief, my chess, and my weird routines. And that's what these lives are for. Show all the fun but pretty weird ways I cope during COVID lockdown, and to prove I am no chess cheater. I'm going to go play some craps. 7, 11. And I might stream tomorrow.